Coming in for Weir from the side which played and beat Wales by 1-0. 5 of their lineup. For them it's a new experience. And England fielding the strongest side available to them with 4 players in midfield. McDermott. Front line of 3 for England. Johnson on the right, Coppell in the middle, Mariner far side coming in. Nodded back for Brooking, and Brooking, only the 2nd goal of his England career. Brooking puts England in front in the 8th minute, really before Alan Rough has had any feel of the ball at all. Thompson having to stretch. Coppell. Johnson and Burley. Handball by Johnson. Well, no whistle has gone. Brooking if he can pull it back. 2 other England players there. Here's Brooking. McDermott to the right. Coppell to the left. Coppell again after the goalkeeper lost it. And another disaster for Scotland. Alan Rough, with obvious annoyance, gets to his feet.
An England team which shows just one change. Tony Woodcock of Cologne has come in for Peter Barnes, and therefore his partnership is renewed with Peter With, reviving memories of the 1978 Nottingham Forest Championship team. But in what other country, I wonder, would the international team prepare for 2 vital World Cup matches by excluding players from arguably our 2 best teams? But without those Liverpool and Ipswich men, Ron Greenwood has made just the one change, and it represents, as we've already heard, a change in tactics which the players wanted. Joe Jordan, having been sent off against Wales, having missed the match against Northern Ireland through suspension, now returns, and it should be an absorbing tussle between Jordan and presumably Dave Watson. They know each other only too well. And Ray Stewart's international career began in fine style. He played in both full-back positions last week at Swansea, having switched at half-time, and then in midweek, playing in midfield, he scored against Northern Ireland, and it's in midfield where you'll find Ray Stewart today. The 2 centre-backs, McLeish and Miller, as Lou Macari has said, could be on trial. They're both from Aberdeen. Up front, Davy Provan on the right wing, John Robertson wearing 11 on the left wing. It's an adventurous team on paper, and supporting Jordan through the centre will be Tottenham's Steve Archibald. In again, With is arriving now, and Davy Provan back for Scotland. Poor pass from him, straight to Kenny Sansom. In for With. And With very angry at the challenge by McGrain when the ball had gone, gesturing towards the referee, but here's Provan. Looking for Archibald. He's got the other side of Robson. Did he bring him down? The referee says yes. Penalty. Robson on Archibald. Still the England players protest. Now Wilkins has gone across with Coppell. And Francis has gone to Corrigan to tell him which side Robertson normally puts his penalties. Look at that. That's a Nottingham Forest player giving the goalkeeper advice about how to react when Robertson shoots. A goal for Scotland. Francis was wrong. Corrigan was wrong. Robertson scores.
First, the bands will leave as we look at the Scottish lineup, which shows 3 changes from the team which beat Wales by the only goal of the match, scored by Hartford. George Burley comes back for his first full game for 2 years. Danny McGrain, the skipper, who had a cold and wasn't able to play against Wales, and Alan Evans, who played so well in the European Cup final for Aston Villa. David Neary will now move to midfield, and no place could be found for Gordon Strachan or John Robertson. Facts which have not been greeted with universal approval north of the border. The England team shows 5 changes, and of course everybody speculating on how close the 2 lineups are to those which will be used by the managers in the opening matches of the World Cup. Mick Mills comes in, ousting Phil Neal. Trevor Brooking gets only his 2nd game in 10, these days playing in the ones that matter, or matter most. Kevin Keegan comes back, and Steve Coppell tests his injured left knee. Got a cue on the near post. At the back is Robson. And the flick from Butcher off the crossbar, finally in by Mariner. It was Burley who knocked it up onto the crossbar. But once again, Paul Mariner is the Johnny on the spot.
So the oldest international fixture in the football calendar enters its 2nd century. England and Scotland have met exactly 100 times, 39 wins each, and 22 draws. It's absolutely level. A series which began way back in 1872. The 2 captains, Brian Robson, who should know this walk by now, captain of the FA Cup holders, Manchester United, and Liverpool's Graham Souness, the captain of Scotland. Even on throw-ins, Butcher will go forward as he did in the World Cup with some success. Oh, we've got a flick on there and run in by Robson. Well, it's almost like England versus France in Bilbao, isn't it? Model. This is Neil. Lee. Francis. That's a good cross, and Cowans arrived. They didn't get a hold of it at all. Neil tried to pick a way through. Cowans! And England go 2-0 up.
Cooper shouting for it on the right. It's not bad, and McGee's done it and scored. 1-0 for Scotland. Well kept it, now Woodcock. Superb run, and it's a brilliant goal by Woodcock. The game in Spain. Enough said. Out they come. Shot there of David Speedy. And Big Alec McLeish, the last man out. For the first time, Scotland and England playing for a trophy. Shot of a very relaxed Bobby Robson. The game, of course, will be played to a finish to this extent that if it is a draw, we'll have a penalty shootout. That would really be something quite unique in the whole history of this competition, which is the oldest in world football. There's Sir Stanley Rouse, Bert Millichap with him. Glenn Hoddle plays for the first ever time at Hampden Park for England. Might surprise some because he's been in and out of the English side so often that it was rather overlooked in our statistics, but we gleaned that from him when he was out on the pitch there. He's never been in Hampden before, at least not for England. There's David Speedy. David left Scotland when he was 5 years of age, went down to the north of England, played for Barnsley and Darlington, and then went on to Chelsea. Leading goal scorer there, 16 goals. Talking to Don Revie, the ex-England team manager, at lunch today, and he regards Speedy as very good, and he says one thing you've got to notice about him: he has tremendous ability in the air for such a small man, so we will look for that very carefully. That is the Scottish side. Delighted to see Gordon Strachan get his chance again. The wee man eager to get going, creating a record, of course, by getting 4 cup winners' medals in a row. Strachan 3 with Aberdeen, and of course last Saturday for Manchester United. That amazing finish at Wembley. The English side, with only one change from the team that played in Finland, and that change, of course, is Glenn Hoddle.
This is Strachan, and it's Gough. And it was taken on again by McLeish. Here's Jim Bett. And Gough, a goal! .68 gone and Scotland take the lead.
It's a clip from Hoddle, met by Gough. Here's Hodge, and Butcher! Against the run of play, Terry Butcher gives England the lead. Here's one. Sansom ahead of him, and in space. Well hit, and Rough lost it. And England lead 2-0. Glenn Hoddle. Reid using Waddle. And Chris Waddle guilty of giving the ball away again. And this is Gough. Nicholas. Past Butcher, who caught him, and Scotland have a penalty. A great chance to get back in the game here with Souness, who scores.
Against an England side whose minds will be on a worthwhile performance in a victory today, but also such a valuable stepping stone to the really testing events to come in West Germany in the European Championships next month. Starting with England with Peter Shilton in goal, his 96th cap. The back four that really has caused Bobby Robson some concern. No Terry Butcher, of course, Mark Bright injured. Now Dave Watson and Tony Adams fill those central places. Gary Stevens and Kenny Sansom return to fullback. Neil Webb is restored to the midfield. It's got a good balance about it, particularly if there is a return to form from John Barnes. And then up front, well, Beardsley and Lineker, they're what you would call automatic choices. Scotland, meanwhile, Jim Leighton, the new Manchester United goalkeeper, in goal. A fairly settled back four, 146 caps no less between them. And they're going to present a formidable barrier for Lineker, Beardsley and co this afternoon. In midfield, Neil Simpson of Aberdeen comes in. Murdo McLeod passed a fitness test, so he plays. And then up front, both men have shrugged off injuries. Ali McCoist and the former Watford star Mo Johnston now plays in France with Nantes. Beardsley, dummy. Beardsley gets it back from Barnes. Beardsley again! Smile of delight from the little Liverpool player.
Flags are plenty in evidence. The two teams greeting the supporters. No official tickets from the English Football Association on this occasion. The FA didn't apply for tickets, but there are one or two supporters who bought their tickets from the Scottish FA. Pearce. Cotty. Stevens is, I was going to say, his club colleague. They were. Stevens was at Everton, but left before Cotty arrived, of course. It's curling. That's a great goal by Chris Waddle. Oh, that's a lovely goal by Waddle. He can put that in his collection, all right. England had the lead after 20 minutes.
Chris Waddle's 6th goal for his country, and he really meant that with the meat of his forehead. Ten minutes remaining. Bull, and again! Oh! Right in the corner, what a start. Scoring on his debut. The man from the 3rd Division and Wolves, although they're about to lead there, scores on his first appearance at senior level. Eye for goal again. No hesitation, bang.
The cross in here, and as he goes up with McPherson, look, it hits his back, and he's already turning because he knows where it's going to drop, and he finishes superbly, and really instinctive goal scoring once again.